If the price is too good to be true, your viewers will love it. That was the rule I'd learned in 3 years of travel vlogging. $5 street food challenge. Tiny capsule hotel for one night. Sleeping in the worst-rated hostel in the city. Those videos paid my rent. So when I saw the listing, cozy private room near station, only 2,800 yen/night. With a wall of 5-star reviews from other foreigners, I didn't think twice. I thought, thumbnail. I thought, clicks. I thought, the cheapest Airbnb in Japan, insane. I did not think, trap. I was already in Japan, several days into my Japan on $25 a day series. I'd done Tokyo hostels, Osaka capsule hotels, Ferris wheel shots, konbini food reviews. I needed something new, something a little risky, something that would make my audience spam and away in the comments. So when my usual booking app showed me a place way under every other listing in the area, I clicked. Location, edge of a mid-sized city, not far from the last stop of a private railway line. Photos, small but clean tatami room, low table, futon, tiny kitchenette, unit bath. Title, cozy private stay for foreign guests, feel real Japan. The price was less than a single drink at the bar I'd filmed in the night before. The reviews were all in English. Host is so kind, always watching over me. Didn't hear anything all night, great soundproofing. Perfect for one person. Felt like the house was just for me. I was scared after reading about Japanese ghosts, but here I slept so deeply. The host answered immediately when I messaged, even when I didn't hit send. I frowned at that last one. Maybe they meant the host responded quickly to every question. Language barriers make for weird phrasing. Still, the rating was a perfect 5.0 across more than 200 stays. The host's profile was minimal. Name, now. Languages, Japanese, English a little. Host type, superhost. About, I like guests from overseas. I want you to relax and feel safe. Please follow the house rules. That last sentence was normal. Every host had rules. The house manual pictures showed laminated signs on the wall. No shoes inside. Separate trash properly. Quiet after 10 p.m. At the very bottom of the listing, there was one extra line in small gray text. Please do not open the interior door at the end of the hallway. It is for the host. Thank you for understanding. A private room for the owner, I thought. Fair. It just gave the thumbnail more creep potential. Cheap Japanese Airbnb has do not open door. I clicked book now. Check-in was fully automated. You will receive the door code 2 hours before arrival, the confirmation said. There is no need to meet the host. You can enjoy privacy. The day I went, the sky was low and gray, with that cold, humid feeling that threatens rain but never commits. The train ride took me through smaller and smaller stations until I was standing on a near-empty platform with just a single vending machine humming behind me. I filmed my usual intro, holding the camera at arm's length. Yo, guys, what is up? I said in my overly cheerful YouTube voice. We are about 1 hour outside of, city name, heading to what might be the cheapest private stay in all of Japan. Less than $20 a night, hundreds of perfect reviews, and weirdly, exclusively foreign guests. I panned the camera over the quiet station, the one convenience store, the rows of low houses beyond. No tourists out here, I said. No neon, no anime billboards, no big shrines. Just this. Honestly kind of spooky. But you know what's spookier? Checking in. I did a jump cut in my head as I walked, already planning the edit. The directions now had sent me were very specific. Leave station by south exit. Turn left at vending machine. Walk straight until you see 2 red mailboxes. Turn right. My house is at the end of the narrow road. Please do not speak loudly in the neighborhood. I followed the instructions. As I turned down the narrow road between small houses, the air felt still. No kids playing. No TV sounds through thin walls. Just the distant hum of traffic from the main street and the soft crunch of my suitcase wheels on the uneven asphalt. At the end of the lane, a small two-story house waited. Gray exterior. Tiny front step. A white sign on the gate in neat English and Japanese. Welcome guest. Please enter quietly. I stopped filming and lowered the camera. The front door was white metal. No nameplate, just a small number and a smart lock pad. I checked my messages. Now I'd sent the code exactly 2 hours before. Hello, guest. Thank you for coming. The code is 4-1-0-3. Please lock the door properly. I hope you can relax. I will always be watching over you. The phrase made me twitch again. I typed back a quick thanks and got an instant reply. Thank you. Please enjoy your stay. Please follow the house rules. Please do not open the interior door at the end of the hallway. I told myself it was just copy-pasted auto text. I wiped my palm on my jeans, punched in the code, and heard the lock click. The air inside the entryway was cool and faintly smelled of cleaning fluid and old tatami. Slippers waited in a neat row. A laminated sign in English and simple Japanese was taped to the wall. Welcome, guest from overseas. Please remove shoes. Please use slippers indoors. Please no loud noise after 2200 hours. Please do not film neighbors. Please do not open the door at the end of the hallway. Thank you for your cooperation. I want you to feel safe. I filmed a B-roll shot of the sign, zooming in on the last rule. Okay, that's not creepy at all, I murmured to the camera later. Definitely not haunted. Definitely not hiding anything. Beyond the entryway was a short hallway. To the left, a small bathroom and unit shower. To the right, a sliding door to the tatami room shown in the photos, my room. At the very end, past a single wall sconce, was a plain white wooden door with a silver handle. No sign. No keyhole. Just a door. The host's room, I told myself. Nothing inherently spooky about that. But the phrasing in the messages stuck in my mind, the interior door at the end of the hallway. It sounded like something out of a game. I turned away and opened my room instead. It was exactly like the pictures. Maybe too exact. Futon folded neatly in the corner. Low table with 2 floor cushions. A tiny TV on a stand. A mini fridge with 2 complimentary water bottles. Another laminated card on the table. Welcome. Wi-Fi password, stay_safe_4103. If you need anything, please message me through the app. Cameras, for your safety, there is 1 camera in the entryway and 1 outside the house. There are no cameras in your room. Please do not open any closed doors. I looked around. There were no obvious cameras in my room. Still, I had been in enough airbends to know they could be hidden. I scanned the smoke detector, the corners, the AC unit. Nothing. Just faint spiderwebs in one upper corner and the subtle stain of age on the shoji paper of the sliding closet. I sat down on the cushion, set up my tripod, and started filming the tour. Okay guys, we're in, I said into the lens. So this is it, the cheapest minpaku I've ever seen in Japan. It's bare bones, but honestly, it's kind of nice. Futon looks clean, tatami smells good, there's AC, Wi-Fi. It's quiet. Maybe too quiet. I joked about the door at the end of the hallway, zooming on the laminated rule. I gave it a creepy voice. Do not open me. I did not show the part of the rule sheet that said I want you to feel safe. Something about that line felt too personal, like exposing something the host didn't realize sounded off. I finished filming, edited a quick Instagram story, and slumped back against the wall. The everyday exhaustion of travel hit me all at once. My head pounded from too many trains and too little water. I decided to take a shower, then crash. Film sleep talking, I thought groggily. Title it This Haunted Airbnb Spoke Back. Quality content. I left my camera on the table, still recording B-roll for possible time-lapse. The red light blinked steadily as I slid the door closed behind me. The shower was small but hot. Steam filled the unit, washing away the smell of trains and city dust. For a moment, with my eyes closed, I forgot I was in a stranger's house. When I opened them, there was writing on the fogged glass of the little mirror above the sink. Just 2 words, in shaky English letters, traced by a fingertip. "Don't stay." My heart stuttered. I wiped the mirror with my hand. The words smeared, then vanished. So someone wrote that before, I muttered to myself. Moisture memory. Old message. Not ghosts. I wanted to believe it. Still, I finished quickly and went back out into the hallway in damp hair and borrowed house clothes. For a second, I thought the hallway was darker. The light at the end seemed dimmer, the shadows deeper. The interior door at the end of the hallway looked closer. No, I told myself. Same distance. Just your nerves. I walked back to my room, slid the door open, and froze. My camera was still on the table. Still recording. But it was no longer facing the center of the room. It was pointed at the door to the hallway. At me. The tripod had been rotated a full 90 degrees. I was alone in the house. I hadn't heard anyone slide the door open. There were no other guests. I stared at the camera. The red light blinked calmly. "Okay," I said slowly, trying to stay in my bit voice. "So, guys, either we have a ghost cameraman, or the host came in very quietly to adjust my framing." I checked the app. No new messages. No notification of host entry. Some Airbnbs give them the right to come in for cleaning or emergency, but not without warning. My skin prickled. I picked up the camera and stopped the recording. When I checked the footage, the file had nearly an hour of static room shots. Nothing moved. At minute 46, the screen bled with digital noise for about 2 seconds, as if someone had waved a magnet over the SD card. When the image cleared, the camera was pointed at the door. There was no hand in the frame. No shadow. No hint of motion. Just one angle, then a glitch, then another. Something rattled softly in the hallway. I set the camera down slowly. Old house, I told myself. Pipes. Wind. That's all. But there was no wind. No traffic. No sound but the faint hum of the fridge and my own breathing. I didn't sleep much that first hour. I lay on the futon scrolling through the reviews again. They'd all seemed so positive before. Now, the repetition felt wrong. Host is always watching over me. Felt very safe. Even when I was alone in the house, I never felt alone. I could hear nothing from outside. Great soundproofing. So quiet, it is like the world outside disappears. I was nervous, but host told me just relax, relax, relax. The more I read, the more identical phrases I saw. Almost copy-pasted. But the usernames were all different. Some I recognized from other travel forums. People who traveled the way I did, cheap, quick, content-driven. The last review was from 6 months ago. No one had stayed here since. Or no one had left a review. My notifications tab showed a flood of YouTube comments from the video I'd posted that morning. I opened them to distract myself. Berry pizzas, bro, please stay safe, some of these cheap places are sketch. Mia travels, I stayed super far out in the countryside once and the host was in my room when I woke up, please lock doors. Ghost loop _88, that app screenshot at 4:12, the listing under yours was blurred, why? Dandelion, does anyone else see the face in the microwave reflection at 8:03 or am I tripping? I hadn't noticed any face when editing. I scrolled to the timecode someone mentioned, tapped, and watched the clip. I was in a guest kitchen, laughing about mysterious Japanese microwave buttons. In the reflective surface of the microwave door, behind my shoulder, something pale and round hovered at the edge of frame. Like a face pressed too close to glass. No features. just the impression of eyes and a mouth. When I scrubbed back and forth, it blurred into compression artifacts. This is what happens when you stare at screens all day, I told myself. You start seeing patterns. I put the phone face down. The room lights were still on. I decided that made me look more pathetic, not less. I turned them off. Darkness settled over the tatami. Lines of light sneaked in around the edges of the sliding door from the hallway. I lay down again. The house creaked. Old wood sighing. Pipes ticking. My own pulse in my ears. I must have drifted off at some point, because the next thing I remember was my phone buzzing against the floor beside my futon. I groped for it, squinting at the screen. It was past 2 a.m. I had a new message on the booking app. Now, are you relaxing? I hesitated. Then typed back, yes, thank you. The room is very quiet. The reply came instantly. Now, I am glad. You can sleep deeply. Now, I am always watching over you. My thumb hovered over the keyboard. Before I could respond, another message arrived. Now, please do not open the door at the end of the hallway. Now, I do not want you to feel afraid. Something about the timing made it worse. Like they'd sensed my restlessness. Like they were writing directly into my thoughts. I typed, no problem, I won't. 3 dots appeared. Then disappeared. No answer. I lay there, staring at the dark ceiling, feeling very watched and not at all safe. My phone buzzed again. This time, it was a notification from YouTube. New comment on, I survived Japan's cheapest capsule hotel. The username made my stomach twist. Naostay_Japan. I knew that channel. I'd seen it when searching for information on staying inexpensively in Japan. They posted room tours, how-to guides, and commentary on foreign guests. I'd always assumed, from the thumbnails, that it was run by a Japanese host who filmed their own properties. The new comment on my video read, nice content. You should stay somewhere truly local. DM me. The timestamp was from 2 months ago. Around the time I'd first started planning this trip. I hadn't replied back then. Maybe I'd glanced at it, meant to follow up, then forgotten. Now I was in a stranger's house that matched their style exactly. I opened their channel. The latest video was from 7 months ago. Title, Foreign Guest Enjoys Cozy Room, Listen to His Voice as He Sleeps. The thumbnail was a blurred figure lying on a futon in a familiar-looking tatami room. My fingers went cold. I tapped it. The video was 30 minutes long. Most of it was just a foreign man sleeping, filmed in night mode. Green tint. Soft breathing. Occasional murmured words in English. The title language made it sound like a consensual ASMR thing. Plenty of people posted sleep with me style videos. Except there was something desperate in the way he talked in his sleep. Please, no, I have to go, my train. Hey, guys, what is up? Welcome back to my channel. Today wait. Who's there? At minute 19, his eyes snapped open, wide and white in the night vision glow. He stared straight at the camera. Straight through the screen. For anyone watching this, he whispered, suddenly fully awake, please tell them I checked out. Please leave a review. Please don't. The video glitched. Jump cut. The man was asleep again. No sign of the outburst. The comments were full of people calling the video relaxing, cute, wholesome. A few mentioned the jump. Anyone else see the edit at 1904? Probably just YouTube glitch lol. Bro, I had sleep paralysis listening to this LMAO. I checked the uploader. Naostay_Japan. Superhost. Over 50k subscribers. A small text in the description read, all guests gave permission, they feel very safe here. Please stay, too. My phone battery was at 11%. My heart felt like it was beating in the wrong place. A floorboard creaked outside my room. Slow. Measured. as if someone had stepped carefully in front of my door. "Hello?" I called, in English. Silence. Then, very softly, from the hallway, "Please take your time." The voice was distant and muffled, like it came from the other side of a door or a speaker. It could have been my imagination rebroadcasting the words from the laminated card. I didn't want to check. I didn't want to slide that door open and see. See what? An empty hallway? The host standing there smiling? The interior door at the end of the hallway, open just a crack? I stayed on the futon, holding my phone like a talisman, until I drifted into a thin, shallow sleep full of sliding paper doors and blinking red camera lights. When you're a travel vlogger, your first instinct when something weird happens is to film it. Proof is content. Content is money. Money is what lets you keep traveling. So when I woke up to sunlight leaking through the paper screens and my phone buzzing with dozens of notifications, my first thought was, viral. My second was, I need to get out. The screen showed a flood of YouTube comments on my Japan's cheapest Airbnb community post, which I'd scheduled the night before. Most were normal. Can't wait. Stay safe. Do a ghost hunt LOL. A few were not. Bike tracks. Dude, are you okay? That last story IG clip glitched hard at the end. Modi_.rice. Why did the face cam freeze but the background kept moving? Golden Tanuki. When you panned to the hallway, something stepped back into that last door. Please tell me that was staged. H0 Tell Ghost. Has anyone else heard of a place like this? I swear another small YouTuber I watched stayed somewhere similar and then stopped uploading. My Instagram story from last night had expired. I hadn't saved it. I didn't remember any glitch. I checked my own camera's SD card again. The time-lapse from the night showed my empty room for about 10 minutes, then static, then nothing. The file cut off exactly at 2:13 a.m. Around when Now messaged me. I decided to check out early. Content be damned. I could fake the outro somewhere else. I packed quickly, shoved the futon back into its rough folded shape, and slid the door open. The hallway was bright in the morning light. Narrow and bland. Bathroom door closed. Entryway quiet. At the far end, the interior door waited. White. Plain. Unassuming. Just a door. I walked past it quickly, refusing to let my eyes linger. The entryway was exactly as before. Neat slippers. Laminated sign. The air smelled faintly of something, chemical. Like air freshener or disinfectant. I put on my shoes. Grabbed my suitcase. Reached for the lock. My phone buzzed. A new message from Now. Did you sleep well? Checkout time is 10 o'clock. You can leave your key code, it will change by itself. Please do not open the door at the end of the hallway when you leave. It was 8:40. I'm checking out early, I typed back. Thank you for the stay. 3 dots. Thank you, came the reply. Please come again. If you have time before you go, please leave a review. It is very important. I hesitated. Travel hosted on platforms lives and dies by reviews. So do guests. Without good host ratings, you pay more. Without good guest ratings, hosts don't accept you. I'll leave one later, I wrote. I have to catch a train. The reply took a little longer this time. Many guests forget, Now wrote. Then they never check out. My skin crawled. I didn't answer. I turned the handle. The door opened easily. Cool air brushed my face. The quiet neighborhood lay before me, normal and small and real. I wheeled my suitcase out, closed the door gently behind me, and walked as fast as I could back toward the station. The whole time, I felt the prickle between my shoulder blades. The sense of a camera's red light blinking somewhere I couldn't see. I left a review on the train. I thought, stupidly, that would be the end of it. I gave the listing 3 stars. Not because of anything supernatural, because I didn't want to call it that, but because of uncomfortable feeling of being watched, strange automated messages, and host insisting on review in unsettling way. I mentioned the laminated rules. The always-on Wi-Fi named stay_safe_4103. The door at the end of the hallway. When I hit submit, the app spun for a long time. Then flashed an error. Something went wrong. Please try again later. I tried 3 more times. Same error. On the 4th attempt, the text I'd written vanished, replaced with a generic positive review. I felt very safe. The host was always watching over me. I didn't hear anything all night. Perfect for solo travelers. I want to stay again. My name and profile photo sat above it. My chest went cold. I checked the public listing. My review was already live. 5 stars. I tried to edit it. The option was grayed out. Editing disabled for this stay. I took a screenshot. The app didn't save it. Or if it did, it put it somewhere I couldn't find later. I closed the app with shaking hands and opened YouTube instead. I knew what my next video had to be. Not a room tour. Not a look how cheap this is guide. A warning. The Airbnb in Japan you should never book. The cheap minpaku that edits your review. Something. I filmed the intro that same day, in a busy cafe, with as many people around me as possible. I talked about the house, the rules, the strange camera, the messages. I showed the screen recording of my glitched review. When I imported the footage to my laptop that night, the file name was wrong. It wasn't room_warning.mp4. It was room_tour_final.mp4. When I opened it, the footage wasn't my cafe rant. It was a bright, cheerful walkthrough of the minpaku, like the one in the listing. My own face smiled at the camera. "Hey guys, welcome back to the channel," I said in the video. "Today I'm staying at this amazing cozy local house for super cheap. The host is so kind, always watching over me. I slept so well. I didn't hear anything all night. I totally recommend it. Link is in the description." I hadn't filmed that. Those words had never come out of my mouth. Not like that. But the room was the same. The angles were the same. My mannerisms were the same. Only the script was different. When I scrubbed through the video, there were no cuts. No glitches. No obvious manipulation. Just one clean, smooth lie. I deleted the file. An hour later, it reappeared in the folder. Same name. Same thumbnail. I checked my channel. A new unlisted upload was sitting in the dashboard. Cheap Japanese minpaku tour so safe. Upload time, 5 minutes ago. I hadn't done it. The description read, "Use this code when you book, stay_safe_4103. The host will always be watching over you." I set it to private. Press delete. A warning popped up. "Are you sure? Deleting this video may affect your host status." My host status? I canceled the deletion. Turned off the laptop. Didn't sleep that night either. If you search my channel now, you won't find that video. It's hidden. You won't find the listing either, not easily. Sometimes it's there when I search. Sometimes it's not. Like it slides in and out from under the platform's rules. Maybe it's been banned. Maybe it just moved. Minpaku licenses, addresses, host names, they can all change with a few clicks. The people who stay there don't. They leave traces. Reviews. Videos. Role model words other travelers trust. I felt safe. The host was always watching over me. I didn't hear a thing all night. I still travel. It's what I do. I still stay in cheap places. It's who I am. But now, when I see a listing that's too cheap, too perfect, with reviews that repeat the same phrases in slightly broken English, I scroll past. When viewers ask for the link to that particular cheap house I mentioned once, the one on the edge of town, Looked really cozy, host seemed nice, I pretend I forgot. If you ever see a video tour on some small channel, with a title like Cozy Japanese Stay So Cheap Tourist Friendly, listen closely. If the creator says I feel safe a little too many times, like the words don't quite fit their mouth. If the comments mention glitches and faces and reflections that never show up when you scrub the timeline. If the description has a booking code that looks like a date or a room number. Remember, platforms are built on trust. Hosts trust guests. Guests trust reviews. Viewers trust creators. In some houses, in some quiet neighborhoods, on some forgotten branch lines in a country that prides itself on safety, have learned to trust the one thing that never stops coming. Tourists. There's always another cheap stay. Always another content-hungry traveler. Always another person who thinks, just like I did. If the price is too good to be true, my viewers will love it. Just make sure that if you go, you get to be the one filming the room. And not the one being filmed in your sleep.